Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on December 12, 2023. India's Supreme Court upholds decision to strip Kashmir of special status. The Guardian, India's move to strip Kashmir of special status upheld by country's Supreme Court. Sky News, top court in India upholds government move to revoke Kashmir's autonomy. France 24 English, Hasib Drabu writes, for Kashmiris, Article 370 was more than a law, it was an identity. The Indian Express, Narendra Modi writes on Article 370 verdict. Today, a clean canvas for every child in J&K. COP28, climate mums make themselves heard in halls of power. Whale filmed swimming with Australian beachgoers dies after stranding. COP28, Australia, US and UK say they won't sign agreement that would be death certificate for small islands. The Guardian, no agreement on fossil fuel phase-out in draft COP28 deal, but spotlight on unabated coal. News 18, Pacific nations dismayed by COP28 draft agreement. ABC News, small minority of nations blocking progress on fossil fuels at COP28, says at risk Vanuatu. France 24 English, Mary Robinson claims COP28 talks being held hostage. Ukraine counter-offensive hopes didn't come true, security official. Footage appears to show Israeli troops destroying property in Gaza, as IDF says it has taken action. Sky News, on cam, Israeli soldier vandalizes Gaza toy store, red-faced IDF orders probe amid outrage. Hindustan Times, vandalism in Gaza, Israeli soldiers demolish stores in Jabalia and Gaza City. Al Jazeera English, Israeli soldiers vandalize, mock bookstore. Middle East Eye, on cam, Israeli soldier vandalizes Gaza toy store, red-faced IDF orders probe amid outrage. Israel-Gaza, where is mum? Where is grandma? Where did they go? Sikkim, satellite images show devastating Himalayan floods. Trump skips fraud court as Rudy Giuliani trial begins. Live. The Independent, Mar-a-Lago, the billion-dollar question at heart of Trump fraud trial. BBC, why Trump's decision to skip testifying at fraud trial is a smart one. iNews, Trump will not testify as scheduled in civil fraud trial. The New York Times, live news, Donald Trump to skip testimony in civil fraud case on Monday. Xi Jinping in Vietnam to rekindle a love-hate relationship. BBC, China's president will visit Vietnam weeks after it strengthened ties with the US and Japan. The Independent, Chinese President Xi's state visit to Vietnam to strengthen ties, boost influence in region. CNA, 3 months after Biden, it's Xi's turn to court Vietnam. The New York Times, Chinese President Xi Jinping's first trip to Vietnam since 2017, WION. Vladimir Putin's main political opponent Alexei Navalny missing after removal from Russian prison colony. Sky News, Alexei Navalny, Russian opposition leader removed from penal colony. BBC, Navalny has disappeared in Russia's prison system, aides say. Reuters, Putin nemesis Navalny in 10 dates. France 24 English, allies say Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny removed from prison. Putin must lose, Zelenskiy arrives in US to try to save $61 billion Ukraine aid package. The Guardian, Ukraine war, Zelenskiy makes plea for US aid ahead of Biden meeting. BBC, Zelenskiy says US and European freedom threatened by Putin and his sick clique. The Independent, Biden and Zelenskiy, odd couple brought together by war. France 24 English, Volodymyr Zelenskiy tries to shake Congress out of paralysis. Supreme Court asked to decide if Trump can be prosecuted. BBC, Donald Trump prosecutor Jack Smith urges U.S. Supreme Court to rule on presidential immunity. Financial Times, is a president immune from prosecution? The Supreme Court will decide. The Hill, special counsel asks Supreme Court if Trump have immunity from prosecution. Kate Cox leaves Texas for health care after court blocks emergency abortion. Sky News, Kate Cox, Texas woman in court fight leaves state for abortion. BBC, Texas Supreme Court rules against woman seeking abortion as she is forced to leave state. The Telegraph, mother in Texas court fight leaves state to seek abortion. Israel-Gaza war live. Heavy fighting in Gaza reported overnight. UN General Assembly to vote on ceasefire. The Guardian, Israel-Gaza latest news. Israel encircles Hamas strongholds, as fierce fighting continues. BBC, IDF says dozens of Hamas operatives killed in Gaza over past day. The Times of Israel, Israel-Hamas war. IDF footage shows troops fighting Hamas in Gaza City. WION originals. WION, Israel-Hamas war. Israel says attacks at Lebanese border demand response. Eyal Waldman, Israeli tech billionaire hopes for peace despite daughter's killing. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.